ArsenalFanTV 2-1 to the Arsenal. What did you make of it today?
I mean, it's quite obvious that what the problem is in our squad at the moment. With our current defensive our injury crisis, we're playing Mertesacker in the deepest role of that of those three centre backs. And when you're playing a team who are notorious for having quick counter-attacking wingers and strikers, having Mertesacker there is useless, because just as we saw with Swansea's goal, they'll run through our defence through a counter-attack, breach Mertesacker easily, and then having a keeper like Czech anyways, who quite blatantly is completely out of form, and also Ospina is as well when he's fit. Both have been making howlers in recent matches. I mean, Everton was a complete disgrace from Czech's point of view. But
before that, Czech's been doing all right. I mean, yeah, he did it. He had that nightmare against Everton. I remember the game, I think, against Red Star. He saved us in that game. He made some great saves. And also, Mertesacker to that, the first goal weren't his fault to me. I thought Koscielny, well, you know, whether he was unlucky or whatever, but he just completely slipped over.
I mean, it's not. It's just the sense that when you're in that deepest centre-back role is your last-ditch defender, yeah, when the team comes with a counter, and having someone like Mertesacker, when Mertesacker has played, for example, when we played before at the back with him and Koscielny, they used to work together well because Koscielny would cover for the pace where Mertesacker wouldn't. Having someone with that lack of pace in that position is woeful. And also, like, thing is, obviously we've got City next week, and
what do you think? How are you feeling?
I'm apprehensive. I put my train.
I need to call an ambulance now.
Now look, I booked my train tickets today, and this is the thing: if we go to City with a perfectly balanced defence and holding midfield role, I'd probably play Coquelin at City. And if we can have pace, Coquelin does more defensively than Xhaka has. It's a fair point. And El Neni just is not anywhere up to scratch to deal with City. But what we need, if we're going to beat Man City, and if we're going to go and get a result, we need to have pace up top, because where we can break City, because they'll come and attack us constantly like they always do. If we can get them on the break and we can counter and use our pace at them, that is how we'll get our point, and that's how we'll get our result. And we need the confidence. I don't really care that people say we're winning games, using Everton and today as an example. We need the most confidence that we can get going into Spurs, because I'll tell you what, we have to get points off Spurs. And adding on to that, I want to just say something about the AGM. Really fucked me off. Everyone complains about Wenger, and don't get me wrong, Arsene should have left the club when a lot more top managers were on the market, i.e. Simeone, Ancelotti, etc. But this is the problem. Our chairman, quoted, has said that he is not a football man, but a fucking horse racing man. Our owner, Stan Kroenke, when asked on the performance of Lacazette, Alexis and Ozil at Everton, said, remember, on their fucking performance, he was asked, quote, they look good in their black and red. It's black and pink.
Black and pink, wasn't it?
Exactly. The fact that our own fucking major shareholder doesn't even know what the colour of our strip shows the lack of desire within the board, and it illustrates the lack of care within Arsenal Football Club. And I'll tell you what, Robbie, if this board doesn't sort itself out soon and we don't make changes, the day Arsene Wenger leaves, who is to some extent holding them together, when we get a manager, he's got to deal with them. I'll tell you what, we are going to go so far down here. We're going to make David Moyes look like a Champions League winning manager.
So you think it could actually be worse if you didn't have Arsene Wenger there?
This is the thing. The whole what that guy said in the back. I understand we've won the game, but to win against Swansea in such an unconvincing manner, we've got City and Spurs coming up.
But then, like, you know, you say that, you say that, but you know, as I said earlier, and the gentleman will probably where is the gentleman? Where is the gentleman? But you know,
like the FA Cup final.
Hold on. He makes a good point. That Swansea went to Tottenham and they got a draw. It's the Premier League.
Many clubs have gone to Tottenham and got a draw.
No, but this is the Premier League. You don't. It's not easy to just roll over teams.
This is the point. This is the point I'm making. I see where you're coming from about the 3 points, but it papers over. I see your comment. It's like the FA Cup when we beat Chelsea. I think it was DT who said that you can't paper over the cracks. The performance today is papering over the cracks. You can't go. I understand 3 points, and when teams like Spurs are dropping points, that's fine. However, if we want to succeed and we want to push on towards doing greater things, trying to breach for the Champions League, then
sorry.
Yeah, don't worry. Then the way how our defence played together and how it's been recently isn't good enough. we should be cruising teams like Swansea, just how City have and just how United have.
Okay, yeah,
Okay.
we should be.
I'm gonna get you in, sir. Thank you.